So what we have here is a Weiand or Weiand or Weiand, however you want to pronounce it, because everybody pronounces it different. But it's an x-celerator, and this intake is a close as you can get to a 289 torquer. If you remember, I just did the 289 torquer for my son, and these are on the same level. The torquer has the plenum that sits a little bit sideways, and it lines the ports up a little bit better, the runners. So this was sent to me by a gentleman that wanted the intake ported, and he wanted it also port matched to a 1262 gasket. Well, I was real leery to try to go to a 1262 because this was so small in the runners, and I didn't want to distort the runners and make them all crooked and just to match this gasket. I actually did a video and showed this gasket here, and it wasn't a pretty thing. You would think it would never ever had made it as far as port matching, but I have a little bit more to finagle here and finish it up. I want to show you guys, and what I did here is this. It's port matched to the sides, to the roof, but I am not going to port match it to the floor, because I would distort the floor and actually have to put a curve on that just to match it to the gasket. And that's not good for performance when you do that. You don't want to have that where the air and the fuel is coming out and it has to dip down at the last second. You want that to be a straight run into the head. So it's more important to leave this where it's straight than it is to try to get fancy and make it look nice to port match it to this gasket. That's my opinion. That's how I do it, and in a lot of cases I'll actually leave the port smaller than this. And I'm still finagling this end. This isn't finished, but I want to show you guys this intake and let you see how close they really were to each other, because you just did see the other intake. So I did straighten all the runners out, same deal. The whole plenum, when it came to me, was about over here. This is where the carburetor base was outlined. The guy had it marked, but this whole plenum was filled in with metal. And this took me about 8 hours just to cut this back and angle it in. And there's no fast way of doing that, because I didn't know if this was hollow in here. So I didn't want to go crazy, taking a lot of metal at one time, so I worked my way into it. And this is where we're at so far. So I just have to finish up here, getting a couple little spots out of it still and blend it in. And same deal with the runners on the outside here. Still a little bit of edging off, but for the most part it's almost finished. So I thought I'd show you guys this. One thing you want to keep in mind, if you ever have an intake and you decide to have it ported, you want to make sure that if you're porting the intake to like a gasket, like a 1262, that the heads that you have also have a runner that's going to be a little bit bigger than this gasket or perfectly port match. You need to get somebody to do all that for you, because you don't want it to be where the head is smaller than this. So your intake, if you have to pick and choose, you always want the intake smaller than the head runner. So I hope I kind of said that right for you fellas. But it's been a long day here for me. I have a lot of hours into this, believe it or not, and more than it would look like, I'll tell you. So I have to finish it up, so that's what I'm going to do. And I wanted to do a little video and show you guys what we're up to here. And this intake here was sent to me, paid in full, and I appreciate that, because some people don't do that. And he also included the shipping cost up and back, so that took a lot of stress off of me, because sometimes that becomes a situation. And this guy might be one of my favorite customers, because his last name's Ford, so I'm a little bit partial. How can you go wrong with the last name Ford? Anyway, guys, I wanted to show you this, and if anybody's interested in having their intake ported, all you have to do is look up my son Adam, and he'll tell you how to go about it. So anyway, I'm going to jump back on this and finish cleaning her up here, wiping it down, and make it just as nice as it was when he sent it to me. And I had some dust on it and things. But anytime you guys want to ask a question about having something done, just get a hold of my son Adam, or leave a little comment on my video, and we'll get back to you about it. So I try to make that as easy as possible for you. Adam has Facebook, so, and I don't, so that's why he handles most of this kind of stuff, mail orders and things like that. Alright guys, thanks for your time, of your attention here, and it's always nice to know the support you guys give me. I appreciate it. Alright, have a good day guys, and God bless you.